This is either gonna go really good or I'm just gonna be very upset. Holy sh**. What's up, junkies? Welcome to this week's upload. Today we're in the home garage once again. And yes, as you've seen in the last episode, the KA is still not running properly. So I went ahead and bought a new distributor for the KA. I didn't get to verify that it was the distributor. I just went ahead and shotgunned the part because I couldn't find somebody who would just let me borrow it really quick. We're gonna hope that works. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna have some more diagnosing to do off the camera once I can get Derek to help me out with that, because I am kind of clueless as to where to go from there. So if all else fails here, I guess we're just gonna write usernames on the hood of the car. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you've seen me do this once before. We actually covered the entire hood with usernames from users on live stream. Other than that, we can just do a little shop update, talk about what we have planned for the future and what's been going on. Stay tuned and hope you enjoy. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay, so we got the new distributor in. Crossing our fingers that I timed it correctly. And also, if anyone is concerned or doesn't know how to time a KA properly, go ahead and revisit last episode. I go through it step by step, if that's something you need help doing. This is like a moment for a lot of car people where it's like, you just finished an install or you've been trying all these things. This is like your Hail Mary, like, this is either gonna go really good or I'm just gonna be very upset. Very nervous, praying that this thing doesn't run like crap anymore.
No, KA, bro. It's just supposed to be so easy. There's your KA.
KA go. That sounded horrible. I'm wondering if it was just a backfire into the intake. I don't have anything laying around to make some sort of loud noise like that. Okay, so you guys heard that noise? I've never once in my life had this ever happen to me. It's a little embarrassing that it did, but holy shit. My starter completely fell out. I've never seen anything like that. Bolt the starter back up and see if that helps. Now that the starter's bolted back up to the bell housing, it actually sheared a part of the starter right off. So the starter's held in by one bolt, the other one broke. We'll give it another shot. Hopefully this thing doesn't do what it did last time. Doesn't seem timed properly. I'm gonna give that another shot. I hope this car starts again. It's literally worse than when I started. Yeah, I retimed it and we'll see if that helps. As you guys can tell right now, we hadn't had any luck at getting the 240 to run good. Actually tried doing the live stream and getting names on the hood of the 240 because I thought it was a fun thing and it's a good way to gain traction and get the followers active and whatnot. It didn't perform as well as I thought, as you'll see in the video now. After that, I just had to walk away from it, just take a minute to reevaluate, simply because I was just stuck and frustrated at the moment. A couple of things I did in the meantime to try and help with the issue. I thought it might be fuel related possibly. After the new distributor didn't work, I was just completely stumped at that point, and I actually was able to return the distributor and put the old one back in. I did test the ohms and I tested the injectors just to see if any of them were bad possibly. They're all good. They all checked at 11 ohms, which is around what it's supposed to be. Then I moved back to the fuel pump here and I was testing the voltage and it was only getting around 7.8 volts when it should be getting around anywhere from 12 to 14-ish volts. You don't really want it at 14. But anywho, what I did is I looked up on a YouTube video. I didn't record it because I was just watching a tutorial on YouTube how to do it. I wired in my own relay for the fuel pump there. There's the ground, and I got it hooked up straight to the battery because the ohms were fluctuating from 3 to 7.8, blah, 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 which isn't good. And the fuel pump didn't sound good either. And now it gets 13 volts and the pump actually sounds amazing when it's priming. So that's good. I still didn't have any luck. So after that, I just unplugged the mass airflow sensor, plugged it back in like 6 times. I also unplugged the ECU and plugged it back in, started up, and the car just ran fine. So I don't know what I did. Maybe it was just that I yelled at it, but the car actually runs pretty dang good right now. It still doesn't like idle, But hey, I'll take it. A win is a win. I can actually drive the car now. I'll show you guys here in a second. This is actually big news for the channel because we'll be going to the track soon, hopefully. I've been doing little test runs here and there, making sure it's reliable enough to take to the track. Other than that, I got some odds and ends to button up. Oddly enough, the biggest issue I'm having right now is this stupid custom manifold. I got it for free from Cody, so thank you, Cody, shout out. Not trying to sound ungrateful or anything. Just this, it's just some homemade ghetto header of some sort. And right down there, if you look where the steering column is, there is like a bung under that O2 sensor. There's a bung right there, and the steering column actually hits it. And I've ground it down as much as I possibly can, and I ground down the bolt as well. And I tilted the engine as far this way as possible with the motor mounts and a cherry picker. I got good clearance, but the motor mounts are so shot that it kind of just wobbles around and it gets caught on the steering linkage there. I literally, the steering wheel just gets stuck and ripped out of my hand. So we're gonna have to fix that. Alrighty, hopefully this car doesn't make me look stupid and just start running like crap again. But I will say it doesn't idle very good, and it kind of seems a little funky until warm up, but you know, it works. All right. Wow, it's actually idling nicely right now. And that rattling you're hearing in the back, that's my exhaust hitting something. I'm gonna have to fix that once I'm on the lift at Derek's place. See, there's the idle, and it completely died. All right, well. That rattling's my exhaust. I can't stand it. I have a feeling this mass airflow sensor is kind of on the fritz, even though it's brand new. It is a reman part, so you can't really trust them all the way. But look at that. And the oil pressure light, don't worry about that. It's got oil pressure. I haven't checked, but I know it does. Car dies at idle most of the time, and iffy on low RPMs. And there's the steering wheel getting stuck a little. And this transmission, I already know, isn't gonna last very long. It was cheap, and it sat outside for a long time. But as long as I can get some events out of it, I really don't care what the sounds it makes or anything. I just want to drive. It's not quite perfect yet. We'll see. This is also an issue, the transmission. I got the clutch in, and it's in first gear. It's making these weird noises. Clutch in, out of gear, still making noise. Clutch out, it's gone. Clutch in, and it's fine again. So I'm not exactly sure what that is. The clutch needs to be adjusted for one. The MAF has to be figured out, or whatever this idle issue is. And then 3, we gotta fix the steering column, and then basically just prep it for drift after that. All right, guys. That's it for today's video. Sorry that I couldn't provide some drift content yet. I'm doing my best. It's been quite stressful trying to figure out just a KA, believe it or not. The SR was much easier than this. And then once we start attending drift events, we'll start breaking into the SR. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, especially if you watch to the end of the video. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.